Hello everyone, welcome to Masked Pundit TV. So, for this video we're going to be giving my predictions for match week 6 of the Premier League. My first video, so, bear with me if it's a bit, not very good. But this is my first one, so, let's just get straight into it. So, first game, we're going to go Brentford versus Manchester United, as you can see, 12:30 kickoff. So, United this season, not been too great, obviously. Dropped points to Fulham, lost to both Man City and Arsenal. But to be fair, you'd expect them to drop points there. Narrowly beat Burnley, beat Chelsea with a good win in their last game. Brentford, again, also not looking too convincing, I do have to say. It seems that they're struggling a bit, but their set pieces are going to be crucial here, and I think Bayinda is not very good at coming for crosses, so Brentford could cause them problems from those set pieces, those corners, and those long throws they like to take. But I'm going to go for 2-1 win to Manchester United. Next game is Leeds versus Bournemouth. So, again, United, they've been getting some good wins. They got a good win against Everton on the first game of the season. Got a good win against Wolves, with Stack scoring one of the goals of the season already with that free kick he scored. Bournemouth looking fantastic this season. I think they got a brilliant win against Tottenham. They've sold most of their defence, but still, Antonio Ariola is doing a great job with Bournemouth. So I'm gonna say a 2-1 win to Bournemouth. I think again another 2-1. I know I've said 2-1 for United as well, so I'm being a bit boring and a bit safe maybe, but I will say 2-1 to Bournemouth. I think they've got enough firepower to win that game. Right, my next game, Chelsea versus Brighton, right there. So, again, Brighton, they've been a bit hit or miss this season. You don't really know what you're going to get with Brighton. They got a good result against Tottenham. It was a 2-2 draw. I think they went 2-0 up in that game. And then it ended up being a draw. But still a good result, and they played pretty well for most of that game, I thought. So, a good result there for Brighton. They obviously beat City earlier in the season as well. Chelsea, I don't know what Maresca was doing in the last game. Obviously they went down to 10 men early, but then some of the changes made a bunch of early changes. Took off Cole Palmer, but apparently I've seen that apparently Palmer was injured. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that was on Twitter, so I don't know how true that is. But I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. But Chelsea would realistically be needing a win here. I feel like it's early days in the season, but just forget about that United game and build on from that. Okay, next up we have Man City versus Burnley. So, again, Man City just came off the 1-1 draw against my team Arsenal. It was a very weird performance from them. Obviously they've not been as good as they have been in recent seasons, but still, seeing Man City or Pep Guardiola team parking the bus and just defending for all their yards is not what you expect to see. They were doing a lot of long ball as well. There was no playing out from the back. But still a draw against Arsenal, not a bad result, you wouldn't say, for City. And Burnley, people were tipping Burnley to go down this season, and I do agree. I think they will end up, getting relegated, but I don't think they've started too badly. I don't think they have at all. I think only just lost to United. Again, only just lost to Liverpool as well. I thought they've been playing pretty well in some of these games, and I think they set up very hard to break down defensively. That being said, I am going to go for a 4-0 win to Man City. I just think they'll have too much with Haaland and the pacey wingers. Savinho's apparently signing a new contract. I think Foden's starting to be on form as well, get some goals now. So, I will go 4-0 to Man City. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool is up next, and the two unbeaten teams, isn't it? I think these are the only two teams left in the Premier League that are unbeaten. Palace, they've been getting some good wins. They got a 2-1 win against West Ham. They've looking very well set up, good defensively, off clean sheets so far. Lost some of their key players, obviously Eze being the main one who joined Arsenal, but still very good team. Liverpool, not looking the team that they did last season. They've not exactly been playing great, but that being said, they're still winning games, and that's the main thing. You know what I mean? I don't think they'll really be caring about performances right now as long as they're getting, or the maximum amount of points, and that's what they're doing. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Liverpool. I think they'll be a bit more solid defensively this game, and I think eventually at some point they're going to start to kick, and I think it will start here. Nottingham Forest versus Sunderland up next. So Nottingham Forest still not got a win under Ange Postecoglou yet, and what a weird decision that was to sack Nuno, by the way. So they're still searching for their first win under Big Ange. Sunderland got a 1-1 draw against Aston Villa. After going down to 10 men as well, managed to hold on for a draw. Again, good result for Sunderland. I thought Sunderland for sure would go down. But no, they've had a good season so far. Obviously, got some good wins. That win against West Ham right at the start of the season, obviously. And again, a point away to a point away to Aston Villa is a good result for them. I'm going to go with another 1-1 draw here. I think Sunderland will have enough to hold up for a draw. Nottingham Forest really need to start winning games though if they want to get back into Europe again, or qualify for Europe again like they did last season even. Next up, we got Tottenham versus Wolves. So again, Tottenham, good start to the season under Thomas Frank. As I said, mentioned earlier, they got that point away to Brighton. But then they've got some good wins this season. They got the win against Man City, and they're looking at much more well structured under Thomas Frank than they did it under Big Ange. Wolves, bottom of the table, not got a single point yet. And to me, it looks like they've got one eye on the championship already, considering the fact they're giving Vitor Pereira a new contract. Sorry, Wolves fans, I don't think it's going to get any better here. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Tottenham. I think Tottenham are going to do a demolition job here, to be honest with you. I just don't, other than Strand and Arsenal, I don't see Wolves having any threat. Aston Villa versus Fulham up next. And, again, Aston Villa, I think, need to start getting points on the board, you know what I mean? They're getting a lot of draws, but they're just not scoring many goals. As I said, they did score against Sunderland, but again, even then they dropped points. They ended up drawing that game. So they need to start scoring. Fulham, I think they're on 2 wins on the bounce now, aren't they? They've had a decent season. You know what you get with Fulham. They're well structured under Marco Silva. So I think it's going to be another mid-table season for Fulham. Villa, I am going to back to get a win here. Okay, I think at some point they need to get a win. Otherwise, Unai Emery needs to, it is going to start being under pressure. I feel like, but I'm going to say a 1-0 win to Aston Villa. I think Villa will get the max amount of points here that they can get, and they desperately need it. And the final game I'm going to do today, because you're going to have to wait until tomorrow for my Newcastle versus Arsenal preview, because obviously I am an Arsenal fan, so I do those separately. But we're going to go to Everton versus West Ham, and again, West Ham. How Graham Potter is doing a job, I don't know. The West Ham fans are on a generational run on Twitter at the minute, I will say. But Graham Potter, I genuinely thought that Crystal Palace game would be the final nail in the coffin for him. But still, somehow, he's holding on, and he will be going into the Everton game as West Ham manager. West Ham, they need to start getting points. Apparently, they're after Slaven Bilic as a possible replacement, bringing him back, which is, I think, pretty crazy. But Everton, put in a decent second half shift against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. They did use that game, but still, they've looked pretty good this season. Jack Grealish and Dewsbury Hall completely changed that side. They've been 2 good signings. I'm going to say a 2-0 win to Everton, though. I just think, David Moyes' team will be too much for West Ham. And surely that will be Graham Potter sacked. But leave your predictions down in the comments below for all these games, and hopefully see you in the next one.